uprooters. All right, little tutorial on how to stretch and cook your pizza doughs in a cast iron pan. Make sure you pull your doughs out of the refrigerator about a half an hour before you want to cook. A little more wouldn't hurt either, but it'll make the stretching a lot easier, okay? So you want your broiler on low, you want your rack on the upper third in the oven. I've got my cast iron preheating on medium high, and I'm starting to see it steam already. And I'm going to give you a little tutorial on how to stretch the uproot dough. So you get your flour and a little flour on your surface. You're going to work with one dough at a time. I use spider fingers and press into the dough to leave some air bubbles there. And once it gets to about here, I'll pick it up. So from here, I'll pick the dough up and I start to work the dough where my thumb, you can see my right thumb, is beginning to form the crust. Once it starts to get loose here and a little bit bigger, I'll drape it across one of my hands. And then this is my method. You're gonna find what works best for you, but I do this little flip motion and just gently the dough, when it's perfectly proofed, will just stretch itself. So I go back and forth a few times. And that is how I stretch my dough. So my pan is nice and hot. I'm going to put my cornmeal in the bottom of my pan, just like I would for the wood-fired oven. And then I'm going to lay my pizza dough inside my pan. All right, from here, as my flame is on, I'm waiting for the bottom of my pizza to start to darken. So you'll start to see little bubbles popping up here. And I'm just going to wait patiently for a moment. You'll start to see your crust form. And then as this happens, as it begins to puff, this is when I'm going to start topping my pizza. So your tomato sauce is going to come in a pint container. This will be enough for 4 pizzas at least. And I go right up to the crust, so we have a nice tasty crust to eat. And that's about what I do for sauce at the uproot. You can go heavier or lighter. Then you'll take your cheese. Again, you'll have enough cheese for 4 pizzas. Maybe even a little bit more just to taste. All right, and here we're going to leave it on the stove top until the bottom of your crust is cooked to your liking. So you'll take your tongs and you'll just keep checking it, or a fish spatula, whatever you've got, until the bottom is crispy. Okay, from here, my bottom's cooked. I'm gonna stick it under the broiler. Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna cook it to my liking. So if you like it a little darker, leave it in a little darker. Keep your eye on it. You choose to touch a bubble and then you can eat it.